Still on health, but we're focusing on Ebola, and the World Health Organization has recommended the use of survivors' blood, that is survivors of Ebola, to treat other Ebola patients. Medical doctors, however, say though the method is feasible, it will be difficult since the survivors are not many to treat the thousands of infected persons.
More than 2,288 people have died in the world's biggest outbreak, with half of them dying in the last 3 weeks. The Ebola virus, which has no cure, has affected a total of 4,293 people. Overwhelmed by the outbreak, the World Health Organization has been reviewing potential experimental therapies and vaccines. The use of an Ebola survivor's blood was recommended to treat other Ebola patients. But head of Southern Area Blood Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Paul Mensah, said in that instance, the survivor would have to be fully recovered and meet certain standards before donating his or her blood.
When your body responds to it, now it is not likely that you can ever be infected with that same disease again. Once the person has recovered, it means that the person's immune system has worked very hard to produce these substances we call antibodies, and it is those antibodies that are useful to help other people.
He said the blood transfusion is not the best option though, but the one readily available to clinicians.
I wouldn't say that is the best option. Look, to treat Ebola effectively, you need more basic things, things like regular monitoring of the person, fluids, electrolytes. Those are very basic. You would recall that some people are talking about vaccines and ZMAP and things, but the people who receive ZMAP and make it actually are those who are in intensive care, and you need to have a very good intensive care to be able to help people to recover.
Dr. Mensah indicated historically about 40% of patients do recover from the virus. He also believed Africa does not have the machines needed to do the blood transfusion.
The person should demonstrate on 2 separate occasions that the person tests negative for Ebola virus, and this is done by a very highly sensitive test called PCR. You need a special machine called an apheresis machine to be able to do that, and it is recommended that if WHO wants countries to do that, they are actually going to give you a separate machine, because those machines are very expensive.
Meanwhile, 2 potential Ebola vaccines are currently in clinical trials, which would have initial safety data in November 2014. The WHO said the vaccines, if proved safe, would immediately be given to healthcare workers and other frontline staff like burial and sanitation workers.